Woo! Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another lovely blessing of another edition of Real Talk, Real Church. Coming to you actually live from the lovely island of Puerto Rico, which you hear my nation's frog, of course, in the background. The little whistling sound you hear. That's actually them croaking. And first, I, of course, have to give thanks to our pastor, Dr. Lemuel Eaton, as well as his first lady, Evangelist Carolyn Eaton, for allowing me the opportunity to let God move through them to also allow me to host this evening's Real Talk, Real Church. And I'll try to be brief. Of course, I'm not going to take up too much of your time because I'm sure there are plenty of other things you need to do. So you can go ahead and get the ball rolling. And I will do what I can to make this as brief and painless, if you will, so that you can go ahead and continue the rest of your evening. So the message originally was actually geared differently. However, being on the island here, it kind of changed. For those who know, of course, Puerto Rico is known as La Isla del Encanto, the island of enchantment. And enchantment's a pretty strong word. With that, it's all a matter of how you allow it to affect you, how you allow it to be who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in, and of course, in general, where do you stand in just your morals and everything that you do. So, of course, the topic for today is integrity. And I'll open with Colossians 3:23, New International Version. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. And the reason why the topic of integrity was what's actually chosen today was because the question that really posed in my mind, thick, very thick, in thought. I was trying not to use the word plagued, but yeah, basically it engulfed my thought process today when I was gearing up for the message. The integrity of who you are, what you stand for, who you are, and what you believe in doesn't just go by what you outwardly show. Meaning, something as simple as holding the door for someone, helping someone out carrying a bag of groceries. There's so many ways that you can show integrity in both how you were raised, how you become what you have become by what you've learned, and of course, the examples you've been led by, your mentors, if you will, teachers, professors, everyday people in life. And the integrity factor of what I'm trying to reach at is those more so who can show that same integrity when no one's watching. Who and what are you being when no one's around? Are you the same person? Anyone who knows me, this is Real Talk, Real Church, so we can get a little real here. And when I say this, anyone who knows me, I'm the same person inside the church, outside the church. And for that being said, it's not going to change, whether it's common human decency or just utter respect, whether you know them or not, whether you just happen to see them passing by in the street, a simple hello, how you doing? Or you know them and you haven't seen them in a long time. Again, today's example of integrity. As I mentioned, of course, we're on location and took my father-in-law to see his family. And we all went, of course, the whole family gathering. And just to see the elation in all of their faces and how they act towards you, the love they expressed, had nothing to do with who you were, had nothing to do with how you were. It's just the culture, it's just the nature and the way, the integrity of how they were raised and how they were brought up to be the ones leading by example, regardless if anyone's watching or not, regardless of, well, if I do this while they're watching, I can get brownie points, or if I can, they see me give this guy $1 when he's down and out, maybe they'll be able to, take care of me. No. True integrity is the expectancy of nothing. Doing it because it is just common decency. As I said before in Colossians 3:23, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Listen again, pick up on that. Not for human masters, meaning not for anyone else to see, not for anyone else to give you accolades, not for the approval of anyone, just because it is the right thing to do. Decent human characteristics, integrity. That word could not be stressed any further. When you're walking down the street and someone has a decency, just say hi. Never met that person a day in your life. You don't know them, as we say, don't know them from a can of paint. But you know what? You say hi back. You give a little nod or whatever the case may be. Someone decides to help you out at the supermarket. You shake their hand. You thank them. You even, hey, God bless you. Have a good day. I appreciate you. No one was around for that. It just happened to be you and that person's interaction. But that same integrity should carry over when you're within a crowd, whether it's friends, family, or just a group of people, whether you're at a seminar or a teaching, a class, a course, whatever the case may be. Your integrity should shine through no matter what, whether you're alone or in a group, whether you're, like I said, just walking down the street, or you're in, you're shopping somewhere, or you're in the beach, you're out with family, you're at dinner, whatever the case may be. That integrity should shine through regardless. And I guarantee you one thing, it is well rewarded. You may not see it right away. You may not even realize it. Or, like myself and some others who I've been blessed to be around, you're not looking for it because it's going to come your way. God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. You've all heard that one plenty of times. The whole point is, if you can reach deep down in your core of who you are to show that you have the human decency, and of course, a little common sense goes a long way, to show that you are a good human being with the integrity to show that I'm the same person that you see either in the street, in the pulpit, or in my case, in the sound booth, audio booth, streaming booth, whether I'm in the lab or just out and about here, like I said, in this beautiful island. Your integrity will show through. God sees that. And you will be rewarded. That's a guarantee. That's not from me. That's not from some hearsay. God will reward you for your integrity, so long as you remain true. Again, with all your heart, every fiber in your being of who you are, what you are, and of course the obvious, how you just interact and react. It's a big thing. Another example, unfortunately, had an unfortunate incident happen last week before we had to take care of what we had to take care of. And of course, I'm being vague because there's a lot of details I don't want to share for personal reasons, of course. However, the end result could have went a very different way. And I could have put myself in a lot of trouble. Thankfully, and again, I'm being transparent. This is real talk, real church. I'm being transparent. As I was approaching the situation, thankfully, and I'm speaking for myself, I felt a gentle hand on my shoulder. Calm yourself. If you do this the right way, you will avoid a whole world of problems. Because again, it could have went a really bad direction, which could have caused a lot of hurt for those indirectly as well as directly with me. You know, and it's a matter of the integrity, the way I was raised, the way I was brought up, and the blessing of listening. Oh man, ooh, there it is. Listening to his voice. Had I not listened to his voice and shown my tail, as they say, that integrity is out the window. Oh well, why did you even act like that? You know, you're supposed to be this person, this, that. And again, I'm going to be blatantly, brutally honest here. Again, real talk. It's not the title, because I'm still Javier. I'm still me, whether there is or isn't a title attached to my name, whether there is or isn't someone alongside me. I'm the same person in, out, around, and through, no matter where I'm at, whether you see me in the church, whether you see me on the street. However, I have to take account the blessings of listening to God's voice to make sure the integrity is there, to make sure that they see I can be a decent human being. You know, I can actually show forth the respect and just all about decency that I was raised with, taught, and mentored. You know, I've had the blessing to be around great people. A lot of them are within the family of our church right here at LLWC. You know, you're more than welcome to reach out, and I'll get to that part in a little bit, and you'll see the amazing family we have here who allow me and also remind me and hold me accountable for such integrity. Because of that, I'm thankful. Because of that, you should be too. Allow yourself to be engulfed, not just by the Spirit, but by God's words and those He puts around you, so that you can understand human decency and integrity goes a long way. And it's got to be something you do regardless of who's around. Like I said, whether you're by yourself or not. Just the fact that you are there and being who you are being should go a long way. Well, as I said, I was trying to make this brief. I do thank you again. My name is Minister Javier Rivera. On behalf of Pastor Lemuel Eaton and First Lady Carolyn Eaton at the Lamb and Lion Worship Center, I bring to you, of course, today's Real Talk Real Church. And with that being said, should you happen to be in the area of Norfolk, Virginia, not Norfolk, sorry, my apologies, that's our old location, of Suffolk, Virginia, or in the Hampton Roads area on a Sunday, 10 a.m., 207 Kilby Avenue in Suffolk, Virginia, or just catch us online. As you see here, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, no, it's X, not Twitter, Twitch and YouTube as well. Okay, feel free to catch us there. If you see right down here, I have our ticker going down. You can feel free to reach out in prayer. Send it to prayers@LLWC.net. We have an amazing group of game changers, as I was talking about before, the mentors, those who help hold me accountable as well. Amazing, amazing game changers. I mean, they will go into prayer for you in a minute. All you have to do is reach out, but you got to want to. Again, you got to know and have the integrity enough within you, even when no one's around, to reach out and say, you know what, can you pray for me? Or can you pray for someone else? There's someone, a loved one, or just anyone in general you feel you need some prayer to reach out for. Reach out, prayers@LLWC.net. If you feel like dropping a little love donation, or just feel like giving in general, our Cash App and our Givelify are LLWC, or his Cash App is $LLWC. Givelify, you look up LLWC, you'll find us. As well as, like I said, stop in the building, Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, of course, and just have a great time with an amazing man of God. And every now and then we have the blessing to have other amazing speakers up there. But with that being said, again, I thank you for dealing with me here in another Real Talk, Real Church. I pray you have the integrity within yourself to be a decent you, because only you can be you. If you try to be like somebody else, who's going to be you? I thank you once again. You all have a blessed and safe evening. God bless you.